All right, for this episode, ET Talks, we got blood in here, man. By blood, actually, I mean family. So,
None of that gang stuff.
yeah, right. We got Shelton Gibbs, aka Ice, aka funny ass nigga. I don't know what else he got going on there. I'm gonna start calling him. Matter of fact, I'll give him a new street name, nigga. Your name is Gold from now on.
Gold.
Every time I see this nigga, he got a new gold piece.
You know I like my gold, man. You know I like my gold.
What's good with you though, man? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, knowing this man all my life, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? I'm scrolling down Instagram and I see this dude pop up out of nowhere, right? Didn't even know this dude had a page, yo. You know what I'm saying? I pop up, see this nigga and did his thing. He done wrote a book. I'm like, damn, niggas don't be keeping family in the loop no more, but it's all good. Still waiting on my copy, man. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. Whenever you want it, man. I come through. I gotta come through and check the family anyway, bro.
So what you so let's start out with the book though. So you wrote the book, right? What's I didn't get a chance to read it. So what's in the book? What's the book about?
Pretty much the book is titled A Fight Against the Odds. So it's just about myself and 6 of my friends, you know, just pretty much growing up in Jersey City, growing up in the streets, you know what I mean, and having to deal with the trials and tribulations of the streets. And also, you know what I mean, playing basketball for Coach Bob Hurley. As you know, I played high school ball for Coach Bob Hurley at St. Anthony. So it was just pretty much trying to juggle with the streets on one side and having a strict coach on the other side. And trying to, you know what I mean, find the median and make all ends meet. You know, you're dealing with the streets, you're dealing with Coach Hurley, and Coach Hurley was real strict. So we had to, you know what I mean, like make everything come together and be able to handle, you know what I mean, Coach Hurley wanting us on that straight and narrow path and having to go home and deal with the things in our home areas. So I pretty much just explained, you know what I mean, what the experiences we had and all the trials and tribulations that we went through to eventually, you know what I mean, lead to that success of an undefeated basketball season and winning the tournament of champions.
So let me ask you this, right? So, I mean, did you get specific in the book? Is it like any, like, you know, I mean, do you talk about situations you had in the streets or whatever?
I got very specific in the book. I got so specific that certain people, you know what I mean, got mad at me about what I put in there. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. It all happened. It was all true. It was all, you know, based off of, you know what I mean? I talked about in the book when I used to carry a gun around, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm a firefighter now. You know, I would never, one thing about me, I would never shame my past. The things that I have been through in Jersey City and growing up and being raised, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get it twisted. You know, I had my mother and my father, but they couldn't stop me from witnessing and experiencing the things that I was going to experience from hanging out in Jersey City and wanting to hang out with my friends and being in the streets. My mother and father are not going to be there to, you know what I mean, say, oh, son, don't do that. Don't, you know what I mean? You can't be around this. I got to experience that stuff on my own. So, you know, like I said, I talked about, you know what I mean, I've talked about me getting shot at 11 years old, me getting almost kidnapped. I talked about how those situations led me to having to feel like I needed a gun on me at all times. You know what I mean? So I talked about a lot of stuff. I talked about, I got into detail, into detail about everything in that book.
Okay. So, I mean, first of all, I'm not in the book, am I?
Nah.
Who knows what the fuck this nigga done said that I can't remember. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie came out in his drawers or some shit. Some shit I don't even know about that you done saw.
So that you ain't even remember none of that, right?
Nah, man. All right, cool. That's perfect. All right, so now I can ask more specific questions. All right, so let's talk about a couple of situations, if you don't mind, because you touched on some shit. I mean, even though I've been out with you a couple of times, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know, I know a couple niggas out there even know you. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely get busy, but
Right.
so why don't you explain to me what it was like? So you said you almost got kidnapped.
Yeah, I mean, I got almost got. You want me to explain that situation? What happened?
I mean, if it's in the book, yeah. You know what I mean, I don't want
Yeah, I
to
mean, so
incriminate
I
nobody,
was.
but
It was.
if it's in the book already, it's already out there.
Yeah,
So
it's already out there. But it was just like a typical day. You know what I mean? I was coming outside, going outside to hang out with my friends, and I'm walking down the street, and this red car pulled up next to me, and it was a big heavy set guy too. It was a heavy set guy. He pulled up next to me, and he's sitting there. He waved me like, come here, come, let me talk to you. And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know this man. And you know what I mean? The neighbors was out. It was a nice day. The lady across the street, you know what I mean? I used to hang out with her daughters, and she knew me. And she said, Shelton, you know that man? I said, no, I don't know him. And when he heard her say that, he pulled off and pulled around the corner. So, you know what I mean? Now I can't see him. I'm thinking he gone. You know what I mean? But as I get to the corner and turn the corner, he parked on the corner outside the car. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh shit. What I'm gonna do in this situation? Luckily me, I just got a BB gun, and this BB gun that I had looked real.
I'm about to say it just look real. Yeah.
And it looked real, you know what I mean? And it actually, I never shot this BB gun before, and it was one of those pump ones. It had a little pump underneath, and it was already highly pumped already. I already pumped it up, and you know, I pulled the BB gun out because he started kind of to approach me, and I shot the BB gun at him because you know I'm like, oh, I don't know this motherfucker. Like, what is he trying to do? I shot the BB gun at him, pow, and the BB gun's like it sounded like it was kind of a real gun.
Mm-hmm.
And he just started wobbling. He fell to the back of the car and got in the car and sped off. So you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, this guy was trying to, you know what I mean? Who would have known if I didn't have that BB gun? Who would have known what would have happened? You know, I could have ended up in his car, in his trunk somewhere. And you know what I mean? So that was a fortunate situation for me to have that BB gun when I shouldn't have had it. But you know what I mean? It helped me out that day.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And what other situations you talk about, you know what I'm saying, in the book that's, you know, I mean, might entice people on here because, you know, there's love everywhere. You know what I mean? Niggas in jail, stay real.
Yeah.
My wife, real
Mhm.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'll
Highlight
tell you
some of the stuff.
about two other situations, you know what I mean? I was coming from a basketball game. I was like 11 or 12 years old coming from a basketball game. That's when FUBU came out. Remember FUBU came out? They had a nice new FUBU jacket. And I was coming up the street from a basketball game, and it was me and three of my friends. And it was just like a coincidence. We were just so happy to be talking about, like, you know what I mean, what would happen if somebody tried to rob us? And you know, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do? And my answer was, you know what I mean, if somebody try to rob me and there's several guys and they got a gun on me, and I'm just gonna have to give up my stuff. It's too many guys. I'm outnumbered. I said, but if it's one person that come run up on me and they got the gun on me, if he close enough, me and him might tussle. You know what I mean? And it was crazy that we just had that conversation because I'm walking up the block and there's one. I hear footsteps behind me. Me and my friends had just split up. I hear footsteps behind me. And I'm like, oh, I turn around. And this cat coming up to me, he had an all black bubble North Face on. And he had the hoodie over his face, and it was pulled tight where I could only see like his nose and his mouth. And barely his nose, you know what I mean? Put the gun in my face and he say, yo, take off that jacket. So I just split up with my friends. You gotta remember, like, you know, I just split up with my friends. So now I'm sitting here thinking that it's one of my friends messing with me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you know, I'm calling out names. Yo, S, what you doing, man? Stop playing, bro. Like, this ain't no fucking S. I'm calling out everybody, you know what I mean, names from different cities, and this dude starts zipping. Take your jacket off. I'm not playing with you. Now I see, like, and they was like a good, I would say 25 feet behind this guy that came up to me with the gun. I would say they would have to be at least 20 to 25 feet behind him. It was like another three guys coming with all black jackets and hoodies, and I couldn't see their faces. I'm like, oh, this ain't my boys. I was only with two cats. This is like another three cats. You know what I mean? Four cats all together. So I'm like, so now what kicks into my head? I'm a kid. I'm 11, 12 years old. I'm thinking about Rush Hour now. I'm thinking about Jackie Chan when Jackie Chan flipped the damn gun and had a gun in his hand. Now he, you know what I mean? Now he got the gun. And I was good at, you know what I mean? I had, at that age, I had mastered this technique of twisting your wrist. And you know what I mean? I don't know why I was practicing this in school, but I was used to twist people's wrists, and I would get, every time I got somebody, I would, you know what I mean? I would have them in a position where they was just give up whatever they had in their hand. So I twist this guy's wrist, and I yanked the gun, and I got the gun in my hand. But now these other guys are getting closer. So at this point, I got the gun, I got the guy, and he like, what the hell's wrong? You crazy? You crazy? I mush him, he fall, I drop the gun, I start taking off, I run. He pick up the gun, he starts shooting at me. So now I start waving between the cars as I'm running, he's shooting at me. My father, I see my father in the window in his drawers because he hear the gunshots. And he come running downstairs like, you all right, you all right? By the time I turned around, the dude was running off and all that. And so that was one situation. And that was at a very young age, you know what I mean? What, you know, you think about an 11-year-old getting shot at, like, damn, what the hell what's that about?
Let me ask you this question. I said, let me ask you this question to start your next story. Would you do that again?
Would I do that again now?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that again now. I think I would have the same answer that I had to my friends that night. You know what I mean? If it was a group of guys that come up to me, you know what I mean, and all at once, I might have to give up what I got. I might gotta give up my stuff. It ain't worth it. But if there's one person that come up on me, man, you better be ready to put some work in. You know what I mean?
That's
I don't
funny.
know. I think I can take it.
My wife actually, you know what I mean? My wife asks me stories all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's funny because I told her a story, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how, like, you know what I mean, it was when I was younger, like, you know what I mean? Basically, I was in Maplewood, you know what I mean? Great town, nice town, you know what I'm saying? Niggas in there from everywhere, kind of like a regional school, like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas from East Orange, niggas from Irvington, no, whatever the case may be, like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, depending on what you look for, you know what I mean, shit could be whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be with these niggas and these Irvington niggas, and I'll go with them to Irvington, or I could be with these niggas, they from East, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I mean? If I just stayed my ass where I was supposed to be, none of this shit in my life probably would have happened. Never would have happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Or with my regular core friends. Like, you know, I got regular friends that I'm just with, and them niggas ain't into nothing.
Yeah, they ain't into that.
Ain't into that. They just, you know, women, basketball, whatever the case may be. But you know how it is, like, you got certain friends for certain things, right? Like, I'll go with this nigga, he go to all the parties. I'm with Rodney, he, you know what I mean, he all over the place, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean, any party, anywhere, any whatever. And niggas, anybody that know Essex County, it's like, Essex County is one big, it's like one city almost, right? So if you're from North East Orange, Irvington, Maplewood, South Orange, Montclair, if you somebody, everybody already knows who you are anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what school you went to, or, I mean, or even Elizabeth, like, you know what I mean? They're kind of in the circle too. So when we have parties, there's always those same amount of people in them cities. They got the hit squad, everybody together, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, so when I would be with certain people, certain shit would happen. You know what I mean? I remember when I was in the same situation. I'm 11 and 12 years old. You know what I mean? I'm in Ivy Hill projects, or whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I mean? I'm with my man Jarrell. What up, Jarrell? I don't know where you at now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was my best friend when I was younger, one of my best friends. You know what I mean? At Ivy Hill.
Remember Jarrell?
You remember Jarrell, right? Yeah, my man G, you know what I'm saying? He was in Ivy Hill, so he lived in Ivy Hill. So we was out there, we was outside or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we used to do dumb shit, like sneak outside and like, shit we had no business doing. 2 o'clock in the morning outside there. And this ain't Ivy Hill that's now with all them Russians and shit. This is Ivy Hill back then. You know what I mean? Real projects and shit. So, you know what I mean? We outside, nigga comes up to him, you know what I mean? Just walks up to him, clock shit back, put it to his head, takes his jacket off. And I'm just like, this shit just happened so quick, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking, and then my man, he looked angry. So I'm looking at the dude, right? And you know, niggas do this shit. Whenever they do that, they run usually, or they hop in the car. They do whatever they got to do, right? So
Get out of there quick.
This nigga does it, and he turns around and just puts the shit on his back, like, and just walks away. Right?
Oh man.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yo, after that shit, I'm like, damn, my nigga, I feel like I don't know what I feel like right now. Like, I feel crazy. I feel like I should have done something, nigga. Like, that's crazy. This nigga has no respect. This nigga just did this shit and just walked away like a normal citizen. Like,
like he know nothing gonna happen after that. Everything good.
Yeah.
He do it every day type.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? So this is crazy. So, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, you know what I mean? All that shit is crazy. Rest in peace to my man Ice. You know what I mean? You remember Ice, right?
Yeah, I remember Ice.
Like, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to him. You know what I mean? He got shot down, whatever, in front of his house. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, my man Rel. You know what I mean? Show. He was actually from Jersey City. You know Show?
Show? Yeah, I remember Show. I dunked on Show playing basketball.
Oh, yeah? I didn't even know he played basketball. Yeah, my man. But rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying? He got killed Everton. Rest in peace to Kyle. He got killed recently, like within the last 3-4 years. I don't know. Show little brother. I don't know if you remember him, if you knew him.
Nah.
Too, Kyle, yeah. So he got shot in Jersey City. Actually, he got killed in Jersey City. Actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Rest in peace to them niggas. My man, like, you know, whatever. Niggas is, that shit's crazy, man. Like, you know what I mean? Niggas is either locked up or all dead. Like, I got a picture on my Facebook where it's me, Derek, he dead, Rel dead, Kyle dead, Teddy in jail for life for shooting that cop in the face. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Fucking just like the picture is crazy. The only niggas is really in there, you know what I'm saying, is my man Mark, that's really still alive. And Mark, you know what I mean, he done, you know what I'm saying, who knows where that nigga is? You know, he done went crazy, he's in jail or he's out of jail. I don't know where he at now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit is nuts, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, but now go ahead to your next situation.
So the next situation is like pretty much not a story about me. It's just like it was a friend of mine that we was in. I think we was maybe second to third grade, and this is just how, you know what I mean, Jersey City was. He came to school. He was sad one day, right? This is a friend of mine. His name was Darren. I can't remember his last name, and he was sad. I'm like, yo, what's up, D? What's going on? You know what I mean? He like, yo, my mom sold me for drugs. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, my mom sold me to this white guy for drugs. And I remember his mom's, you know what I mean? We used to see his mom's around around the city, and she always looked all high up, walking all crazy, and you know what I mean? And I'm like, and I'm sitting there like, nah, man, your moms ain't do that. Like, you know, you can't say nothing because I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't want my mother to get in trouble. You know, as a kid in second, third grade, like, damn, I can't say nothing. Like, all right, you know, I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't want your moms to get in trouble. You know what I mean? That's how you know what I mean? So I can remember the next day, the next couple of weeks, I didn't see him no more. So I'm like, damn, where Darren at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, as I'm a kid, like, it didn't register to me much. It didn't really register to me until, you know what I mean, even as a kid, I could remember his mother used to come pick him up, and she'd be standing at the gate for him. And his mother would come to the school and stand at the gate, and she would just be sitting there looking for him. But I knew damn well he wasn't in school no more because, you know what I mean, he was in my class. So she would come to the school every day and stand at the same spot that she would stand at and just be looking, you know what I mean? And she would have this crazy look on her face and a sad look on her face. And you know me, one day I just stood out there and I just watched her, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, damn, maybe he is at the damn school. Maybe he's at in another class. And he never came out. She stood there until everybody was gone. He never came out, you know what I mean? Then she walked away with her little, you know what I mean, crazy walk because she was all hot up. And she would do this. She did this for several weeks, man. And I was just like, damn, like, you know what I mean? I never said nothing because he said, don't tell nobody. I don't want my mother to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I mean? And that's something, like, you know what I mean, as an adult, when I actually thought about it, maybe I should have said something back then. You know what I mean? Maybe it would have been